guys, gals, everything in between. Today I have my co-host Kai to explain to you exactly what happened in the final moments of Hana Kimura's life and unfortunately death. Without any further ado, here is Kai to explain to you exactly what happened, what went wrong, and what her final minutes were before she left this earth. Kai, take it away.
Japanese Netflix star Hana Kimura likely took her own life using toxic gas. Hana Kimura, the 20-year-old female professional wrestler who was among the cast of the internationally popular Netflix reality show Terrace House, is believed to have killed herself using toxic gas at her Tokyo home where she was living alone, investigative sources said Monday. Kimura, who had been a target of cyberbullying, was found collapsed on her bed with a plastic bag covering her head early Saturday. A container seemingly used to generate toxic gas was discovered nearby, the sources said, adding several suicide notes were also found in her room. In Kimura's apartment, a piece of paper was attached to a door that said, "Toxic gas being generated" in Japanese. One of the notes was addressed to her mother, saying, "Thank you for giving birth to me." According to the sources, her death was confirmed at a hospital. News of her death has sparked an outpouring of messages of condolence and a public outcry against cyberbullying, including a tweet by singer Carrie Pemu saying, "People say we should just ignore slanderous comments, but it is difficult. An entertainer is also a human being. Please don't forget this." On Monday, leading politicians reaffirmed the need to deal with such bullying following the death of Kimura, who was known to be a popular wrestler, usually playing the role of a heel or villain. The Diet Affairs chef of the ruling Liberal Democratic Party, Hiroshi Moriyama, met with Jun Azumi, his counterpart in the main opposition Constitutional Democratic Party of Japan, and agreed to start the discussion on establishing a set of rules to prevent cyberbullying. It is important for the legislature to play a role to make a society where such incidents do not happen, said Moriyama. "We will aim to reach a consensus on certain direction for the rules by the fall," Azumi said. Kimura was among the 6 cast members of Terrace House Tokyo 2019 to 2020, the latest in a series that began in 2012 and is broadcast by Fuji Television. It has also garnered a cult following overseas, as it is distributed by the US video streaming service Netflix with English subtitles. The current series, which began in May 2019, features 3 women and 3 men sharing a house in Tokyo. The cast members are looking for love while living under the same roof, and there is no script in the show according to Netflix. However, Kimura, who joined the show last September, had been the target of hateful messages on social media, criticizing her remarks and behavior during the reality program, especially after an episode distributed in late March in which she lost her temper. After one of the female cast members shrank one of her expensive wrestling costumes, after accidentally mixing it with his clothes and washing it in a washing machine, Kimura was seen yelling at him, "Be more considerate to others," before pulling a cap off his head in an angry outburst. After this episode, Kimura began receiving tweets, including some saying, "Everybody will be happy if you're gone quickly," and never appear on TV again. On the day of her death, the Yokohama native tweeted, "Every day, I receive nearly 100 honest opinions, and I cannot deny that I get hurt." She also wrote on Twitter, "Thank you for giving birth to me, Mom. I wanted to be loved in life." In the early hours of Saturday, shortly before her death, Kimura posted a picture of herself and a cat on Instagram with the message, "I love you. Please live a long and joyful life. I am sorry. Fuji TV had already stopped shooting of the show due to the coronavirus spread. Following Kimura's death, the Japanese broadcaster has decided to halt broadcasting an episode on Tuesday and distributing 2 episodes on Netflix on Tuesday and June the 2nd. I would like to offer my deepest condolences on her death, Chef Cabinet Secretary Yoshihide Suga said at a press conference Monday. A research group at the Ministry of Internal Affairs and Communications is discussing ways to simplify procedures to identify individuals who make defamatory posts online. We will act appropriately based on discussions by the group, the top government spokesman said. Suicide note written by Netflix star Hana Kimura found. Japanese lawmakers call for measures to stop cyberbullying. An apparent suicide note written by Hana Kimura, the 20-year-old female professional wrestler who was among the cast in the latest series of the internationally popular Netflix reality show Terrace House, was found at her Tokyo home in the wake of her death, investigative sources said Monday. The note left behind by Kimura, who was a popular wrestler who usually played the role of heel or villain, expressed her gratitude toward people around her, the sources said. Based on evidence, she had been victimized by cyberbullying. Police have still to determine the cause of her death on Saturday. Sparked by the outpouring of messages of condolence and a public outcry against such bullying, leading politicians on Monday reaffirmed the need to deal with such issues. The affairs chef of the ruling Liberal Democratic Party, Hiroshi Moriyama, met with Jun Azumi, his counterpart in the main opposition Constitutional Democratic Party of Japan, and agreed to start discussion on establishing a set of rules to prevent cyberbullying. It is important for the legislature to play a role to make a society without such incidents, said Moriyama. We will aim to reach a consensus on a certain direction of the rules by the fall, Azumi said. Kimura was among the 6 cast members of Terrace House Tokyo 2019 to 2020, the latest in a series that began in 2012 and is broadcast by Fuji Television. It has also garnered a cult following overseas as it is distributed by the US video streaming service Netflix with English subtitles. The current series, which began in May 2019, features 3 women and 3 men sharing a house in Tokyo. The cast members are looking for love while living under the same roof, and there is no script in the show, according to Netflix. However, Kimura, who joined the show last September, had been the target of hateful messages on social media, criticizing her remarks and behavior during the reality program, especially after an episode distributed in late March in which she lost her temper. After one of the male cast members shrank one of her expensive wrestling costumes, after accidentally mixing it with his clothes and washing it in a washing machine, Kimura was seen yelling at him, "Be more considerate to others," before pulling a cap off his head in an angry outburst. After this episode, Kimura began receiving tweets including some saying, "Everybody will be happy if you're gone quickly," and "never appear on TV again." On the day of her death, the Yokohama native tweeted, "Every day I receive nearly 100 honest opinions, and I cannot deny I get hurt." She also wrote on Twitter, "Thank you for giving birth to me, Mom. I wanted to be loved in life." On Instagram, Kimura posted a picture of herself and her cat with the message, "I love you. Please live a long and joyful life. I am sorry," in the early hours of Saturday, shortly before her death was confirmed at a hospital. Fuji TV had already stopped shooting of the show due to the coronavirus spread. Following Kimura's death, the Japanese broadcaster has decided to halt broadcasting an episode on Tuesday and distributing 2 episodes on Netflix on Tuesday and June the 2nd. I would like to offer my deepest condolences on her death, Chef Cabinet Secretary Yoshihide Suga said at a press conference Monday. A research group at the Ministry of Internal Affairs and Communications is discussing ways to simplify procedures to identify individuals who make defamatory posts online. We will act appropriately based on discussions of the group, the top government spokesman said. As Japan's Hana Kimura is mourned, Terrace House cast say they also faced online abuse. The professional wrestler died on Saturday and was a cast member of the popular Netflix reality show Terrace House. Her death has been blamed on cyberbullying, and Japanese politicians have agreed to work towards creating rules to prevent such abuse. Tributes are pouring in for Hana Kimura, a Japanese professional wrestler and a member of the Terrace House reality show on Netflix, who is understood to have taken her own life on Saturday after being the victim of online bullying. She was 22. Kimura's death was announced by World Wonder Ring Stardom, the female wrestling league that she fought in, although the brief statement gave no further details. Kimura was believed to have killed herself in her Tokyo home where she was living alone, according to investigative sources. Several suicide notes were discovered in her room, the sources said, including one addressed to her mother, which said, "Thank you for giving birth to me." On the day of her death, she tweeted, "Every day I receive nearly 100 honest opinions, and I cannot deny that I get hurt." She also wrote, "Thank you for giving birth to me, Mom. I wanted to be loved in life." Kyoko Kimura, her mother and a former professional wrestler, has not yet spoken publicly about her daughter's death. Other people who appeared in the hugely popular show, as well as stars on the sporting, music, and acting worlds, have been less reticent. How can you judge people you have never met and only seen on the screen? Said Royal Tawatari. A basketball player who left the Terrace House set earlier this year in a message aimed at Kimura's online tormentors. Did they do something directly to you that you didn't like? What do you know? Are you perfect? He said that social media users do not know other people's thoughts and anxieties and their history. Before you talk to other people's lives, live your own life, he wrote. Reina Trento, a presenter of the show, posted a message on Instagram calling on people both offline and online to create a kinder, more loving world in which people do not hurt or damage others, even inadvertently. Kimura became the target of online abuse after an altercation with one of the other Terrace House residents, in which she slapped him after he damaged her wrestling costume. People posted on Twitter and other social media sites that she should leave the program and that she was stupid. More than one message said she should kill herself. Such online attacks appear to have been a common experience for other participants in the show, with Emika Mizukoshi saying she had also been targeted when she left Terrace House. Lots of people wrote "die" or "go away" or "don't go on TV if you can't handle it." But even people who work in the spotlight are human, she wrote on Instagram. "We have emotions," she added. "Words really become weapons. The problem is not that you are mentally weak or you can't hack it, or you are out there, so you should just take it. We have to dispel this trend of thinking that it's okay to say anything you like to so-called famous people. Makoto Wanayabe, a professor of media and communications at Hokkaido Bunkyo University, said Kimura's death and the way she was hounded online have reinforced his opinion that people are not ready for the power that the internet and instant communication have put at their fingertips. We often learn that the sort of people who go out of their way to do this to another person are frustrated with their own lives. They feel excluded from society and are jealous of other people's achievements, and they're just looking for an opportunity to hurt someone else, he said. They often choose someone who is famous, successful, and popular, all the things that they do not have themselves. And social media makes it easy to single them out and attack them while at the same time remaining anonymous. Watanabe said there had been a recent trend of intolerance towards people who are in some way different or stand out in the crowd, pointing out that Kimura was a successful female wrestler with dyed pink hair, not attributes that would necessarily resonate with conservative Japanese. People are often completely ignorant of the consequences of their words, Watanabe said, and he hoped that those who targeted Kimura online will regret their decisions. The nature of Japan's instant society means that Kimura's death could be quickly forgotten by many people who will turn their attention to someone else, he said. Although it has attracted a lot of attention and is being widely discussed, it is healthy that we are at least having this conversation, and I can only hope that Kimura's death will have a lasting impact on our society, Watanabe said. If it makes people think about online bullying, the possible consequences and suicide, then that will at least be something positive. Japan's Chief Cabinet Secretary, Yoshihide Suga, on Monday offered condolences to Kimura's family and said officials are looking into ways to simplify procedures to identify individuals who make defamatory posts online. Parties also agreed to start discussions on establishing a set of rules to prevent cyberbullying. It is important for the legislature to play a role to make a society without such incidents, said Hiroshi Moriyama of the ruling Liberal Democratic Party. On Tuesday, Communications Minister Sanae Takaichi said Japan is considering bolstering countermeasures against cyberbullying. The minister said the government intends to revise the law with a sense of speed to simplify procedures to identify individuals who make defamatory posts online, aiming to compile a draft legislation by the end of the year. The existing law stipulates that if an anonymous online post violates human rights, internet service providers can delete such posts. Victims of abusive posts can also directly request the providers to disclose information related to senders in seeking damages. But in many cases, those senders are not identified, with the providers saying they do not see clear violations of human rights. Japan netizens, celebrities, experts blast online slander after wrestler Hana Kimura's death. A 20-year-old female professional wrestler who appeared in Japan's popular reality show series Terrace House died on May 23rd, leaving behind online posts that said goodbye and told how she had been troubled by slanderous remarks immediately before her death. Although the cause of Hana Kimura's death remains undisclosed, there has been discussion on Twitter about individuals receiving intensive attacks from anonymous posts, and public figures have also spoken up about the issue. The reality show focuses on how 6 men and women, including those selected from the public, live together. According to New Japan Pro Wrestling Co. and other sources, Kimura, whose mother was also a wrestler, made her debut as a professional wrestler in 2016 and had appeared on the show since 2019. Terrace House seasons are released first on Netflix and broadcast by Fuji Television Network. In an episode streamed in late March, one of the cast members who lived together with Kimura accidentally washed her wrestling singlet, and she became unable to wear the suit. It showed Kimura strongly condemning the member. In response to Kimura's reaction, people took to the internet to post severe criticism such as, "I feel sick, she really needs to go away as soon as possible," and "get lost now." Before dawn on May 23rd, Kimura tweeted, "I get nearly 100 blunt remarks every day. I can't deny feeling hurt. Go die, you are disgusting, go away. I've been always thinking about that myself the most. Thanks for giving birth to me, Mom." Later today, Kimura's talent agency announced her death. Many people then started posting on Twitter about mental abuse on social media. It come from unknown anonymous individuals is of course scary. What do you think about a human life? Tweets aren't any different from spoken words, and even if it's done online, it is the same as pointing a knife at a person. Or some of the tweets people posted with the hashtag hibo-chosho, meaning name calling and abuse in Japanese. Posts with hashtag exceeded over 1.3 million in number by the evening of May 24th and was the most trending topic in Japan. Many public figures, including celebrities, have also made online posts projecting their own experiences onto Kimura's case. Singer and model Kyori Pamyu tweeted, "It is difficult, even if people tell you to ignore abusive comments. Please do not forget that the celebrities are also human beings." Model Nicole Fujita posted, "Receiving death threats from unknown people. I've been told many times that you need to be prepared for those kinds of things when becoming a celebrity. It is scary that people think that way." Comedian Smiley Kikuchi, who was defamed due to a false claim about being involved in a murder case, said, "Just thinking how much she had been troubled and agonized before her death, I feel so sad and crushed." He also posted, "When you are troubled, please do not endure it by yourself. Tell us how stressed you are." Entrepreneur Yusaku Maezawa wrote, "Excessive defamation should be severely punished." He added, "Victims need not to ignore the abuse, but to file a complaint. The actions of the victims will serve as an overall deterrent." Former professional wrestler Chikazo Nakayo posted on Twitter, "Social media mustn't be a tool to kill someone with words," and mourned, "She was an athlete, a professional wrestler with a future. She just played the villain. In reality, she was a polite and kind junior professional wrestler." Yamato Sato, a lawyer making efforts to protect the rights of celebrities, says victims of abusive comments by masses of people on social media and other platforms can demand consolation money. However, Sato says though the process is complicated and hiring a lawyer and other necessities cost money, the court does not support a victim's claim easily. If the victim is a celebrity, it can affect their image as a public figure. In the end, there aren't any systems to protect people's names and mental health, and that's a big problem. Chiki Ogiwe, commentator and a representative director of the non-profit organization Stop Ijime, Navi, says though he does not know the background of Kimura's death, many people are relating to the issue of slander. Although there are movements online to track down the people who bashed Kimura, Ogiwe said trivializing it to moral issues of perpetrators is not going to solve the problem. He added, discussion on the responsibility of digital platformers that allow inappropriate posts, simplifying the process of information disclosure to identify people who posted abusive comments, and the structure of the media that forces individuals to take risks that come with streaming and broadcasting programs, among other issues necessary for improvement. There is a message of condolence on the reality show's website, along with an announcement that streaming and episode broadcast have been suspended until the beginning of June.
Thank you, Kai, for that exclusive report. Guys, gals, everything in between. If you like this, please don't forget to subscribe. Smash that thumbs up button, as well as hit that bell icon. You'll be notified each and every time we make new releases, which is daily. As always, peace and love. Peace and love. Stay strong. Stay healthy. Hana Kimura, rest in peace. Mavakaga, out.